Hello again to our multiplayer course. This video will implement the restart player and how do we respawn the player after it is dead. The previous video I said we can use either the player controller or the game mode. I will use the game mode. Previously I said the player controller. We can use either one, but it is best to use the game mode because it will be more secured. Because it only runs on the server and it theoretically it should not be able to be hacked. So what we need now is we need multiple things. One of the things is we need to send a signal to the game mode to start a timer that will respawn the player after certain time that we set. So how do we send these signals? We have two ways. Either we do a cast to the game mode or we use interface. Well, for the easier one is the cast, but the cast, especially when we move in the making of the game, when we move on and when we progress, the game mode blueprint will be big and it is very heavy on the performance to spawn the game mode every time the player destroyed. So it is better for performance to use the interface. And how do we use the interface? Well, first of all, we need to make a blueprint interface. In the blueprints, first, let's organize the this folder first. Let's add a new folder. Delete this one. Let's add the folder in the projectile. Let's call it game blueprint, maybe like this. Or important blueprints, or the main blueprints. Here I will put the game mode and the game instance and the game state, player controller and the player state. All this I will put them in this folder. Move them here. Press OK and we will fix what will be something will be messed up. First, go to update redirectors. Now let's go back to the project settings here and go to maps and modes and choose our tank game mode again. Also, don't forget to go to the game instance because we changed its location. Now it is set to none in the engine. So tank game instance. Also, let's go to the world. Now it is set. Nothing changed. Just make sure. Let's open our game mode. Just make sure that we put the correct blueprints in it. We have this tank game state, tank player controller, tank player state and tank blueprint. Now let's start making our interface. Here in the blueprint, make a new folder called interface because we will need a lot of interfaces. Here in the blueprints, we choose the blueprint interface. Let's call it BPI restart player or respawn player. It's better to respawn player. Let's open this interface. Let's name the function respawn player. We do not need any variables in the input. No, we need an input. We need controller. Make it object reference, and let's call it player controller. Now let's go back to the tank, and here after we make the health, after the health is gone below 0, and after we spawn the destroyed tank here, let's call this interface. First let's go to the game mode and implement the interface here in the implemented interfaces, and let's choose respawn player, and we have the interface here. We double click on it and it is implemented. Here let's set timer by event, and the time, let's commit to a variable and call it respawn time. And here in the game mode, you do not need to specify a variable to be replicated, and do not need to specify the custom event and make it run on server, because the game mode already and only exists on the server. It is not replicated to our players, so it is only run on the server, and there is only one instance of the game mode, which is the host game mode. This is the most important thing, and it is already replicated. You do not need to make a replication for everything in the game mode. Now let's make here a custom event, call it respawn. And connect it here to the event, and leave this one. We do not need it to be looping. We only need to run once the event is called. Let's promote this to a variable called player controller. Now here let's call the function that is called restart player. And let's get this player controller reference, put it here. Let's comment on this. Respawn player after death. Don't forget to set the timer. I will set it to 5 seconds. Now let's go back to our tank here. Let's get game mode. We need this reference to specify the where we run the interface. So for this reference, we run the interface on the game mode of the current game. So let's call the respawn player. It's important to choose the message. Sometimes you find other events without the message. Without the message, how do you call it? Let me show you here. Respawn. So sometimes you find this. You find the respawn player without the message. You do not need this one. You need the message one. Now for the player controller, we choose get controller. Now let's try and test our code. Before I test, let me increase the value of the damage. we make it 100 to avoid the delay and to avoid shooting it twice. Now let's shoot this one. What is dead? Wait for 5 seconds. Well, it's not working. Let's see why. Let's hear. Let's print string and see if it runs. And let's get the name of the player controller. Well, it runs. So let's see why it does not call the event. Now let's move this string here. Also, let's check the name. Well, let's wait for 5 seconds. Well, it is working. Let's see why it does not restart the player. I think it is because we did not move the tank. Sometimes if it finds that another actor is in the place of the tank, it does not spawn it. So let me show you. I will move the tank forward. We stop it here, and I will shoot it. Well, I'm not that accurate. Shoot it again. Well, it didn't shoot so well. And the third one should hit. What? Why? It is not dead. Why? No, it is now. Well, it should die. Well, let's see what happens. Well, I think we have something not done right. Let's see what is wrong, why it does not die. It is run on server, owner the instigator, on the health, it is changing, projectile, everything is fine. Well, I found the problem. The problem is on the client, the player or the projectile, it is destroyed before applying the damage. So let's move this damage node, put it here in front of this node. So let me move this node here and get the node here so that it has time to update on the other player. Let's move this one here. Now let's test. I will shoot at the server and it should be destroyed now. Well, still nothing, so sometimes need to put a small delay. So let's put a delay here. Sorry. Will be 0.1. This should fix the problem. Now I'm the client. If I shoot the server, it should be destroyed. Now it is destroyed. Now let's restart, and let me show you that we should this client. I'll move it. Let me put it here. And I will use this other client and I will shoot it. It is destroyed. Now it should respawn. And you see it respawned in its place. We can't fix this one. How do we fix it? Well, here in the restart player, we override the function, and later on we will use it to spawn the player in a specific location. So here let's open the restart. Sorry, not on restart. Need to override. Where is it? Restart. Well, it is not the restart. I will override this one. Spawn default pawn art transform. So here, this will be called when the player is restarted. Spawn actor from class. And the class will be tank, VP tank. And the spawn transform, okay, here. For the owner, it is the new player. And the most important thing is this one. Always spawn, ignore collision. So let's test now. Now if we destroy one of the tanks, it should respawn over the destroyed mesh. It is destroyed. Let's wait. Now you see it is spawned, but the collision is messy, and now it is jumping all around the place. But now it is. We have the concept. Now let's control it and move it. Now let's shoot the server. Well, it's too high. Let me get near it. Maybe in the next video I will add a UI for shooting. We shoot it here. It is destroyed. Now it should respawn. try to move it and shoot this client. It's destroyed. Now it is working fine. Let's decrease the time, make it 0.05 and test it. Okay, good. Okay, I think this is enough for this video, and for the next video we'll continue and add a penetration value and armor value for the tank. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.